Escape from Life Inc. is a 2D puzzle platformer about three animals who become unlikely friends after being kidnapped by an alien and taken to Life Inc. Life Inc. is a company that appears to do tests on animals, including putting a pair of legs on a fish. You have Bob the fish, Ern the eagle, and Rick the reindeer to play as in this adventure. This game was developed by a solo developer in Sweden called Powerburger, who is 15 years old and spent a year and a half developing this very personal project. A review copy was supplied to us by Sometimes You, thank you very much, and the game is being released on the 31st of March. We are reviewing the Nintendo Switch version of the game, and to see more videos from us like this, then make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Now, on with the review. You start the game as Bob the fish, waking up and swimming about to have breakfast with your mum. But the food has gone! This sort of acts as a tutorial for the player to get used to moving Bob, and the same goes for Ern and Rick, who have other abilities. Ern flies, and Rick smashes things with their antlers. Once kidnapped, you're taken to Life Inc. Bob now has legs, and you're all placed into a cell with each other. The story of this game involves other animals locked up in Life Inc. and you're trying to escape, taking the animals with you. Rave the cat thing and Groda the frog are leading the rebellion, but the three main animals are the dogs' bodies. The general gameplay involves exploring the building and solving puzzles along the way to progress to the next area, collecting the animals to take to Groda and Rave, and also collecting strange nut fruits to take to the Sloth Kingdom. As I mentioned before, Bob, Ern and Rick have different abilities. Ern flies, as you'd expect from an eagle, Rick uses antlers to smash things, and Bob walks until later on you get taught to retract your legs to fit through tight gaps, which is actually brilliant because you remember all these tight spaces you couldn't fit through before. There's a handy run button, ZR, and you switch between characters using R or L. Y or holding Y is to use your ability, B is to jump, A is to interact with animals and doors, and X is to toggle your friends so they can follow you, which is handy, but remember to turn it off if one of the gang is venturing forward before the rest, as they'll fall to their doom or hit items responsible for your demise. I found the controls worked really well and it was easy to pick up and know what to do. The level design makes use of each animal's abilities. If you see a body of water, it's a task for Bob, as Ern and Rick will simply disintegrate at the slightest touch. There will be switches used to open doors or remove certain obstacles for the other characters to pass. Blue switches need to be held down, whereas red ones just need to be touched. There are also levers that can only be activated by Rick's antlers. Some areas require you to have all three animals reach the sign at the end before you can progress, so lateral thinking is needed in order to get them all safely across at the right time. You will unlock new moves as you go, such as wall jumping, or inheriting Rudolph's glow-in-the-dark red nose, giving the game a slight Metroidvania feel but without the map. Pressing L and R to switch the animal you control is a quick and easy mechanic, and although when you first play through the areas you are sometimes required to switch between the three and make each one travel through, when replaying areas later there will be teleporters which will summon the other two animals straight to you, which is a very useful addition. As well as this, later on in the game you have the option to quick travel to other areas, and this makes navigating areas within Life Inc. very easy. I really like pixel art at all levels, and this, although looks slightly more simplistic, is such a charming style. I found myself smiling at the character designs, the items and the surroundings. Rick the reindeer and the walking animation is my favourite. There was something quite sweet about a stumbling reindeer. The colours were vibrant, especially in the biosphere, and even the industrial rooms of Life Inc. were not as drab as rooms like that can be in games. The game's soundtrack has a gentle nature to it, the biosphere has a pretty and calming ambience, and even the darker areas are quite peaceful and never overbearing. The strength of this game is the story. Again, although a simple story, the story was nice and a bit kooky. I laughed a lot at the dialogue in this game, but there were times I was taken aback by the insightfulness of the character dialogue. Bear in mind that this was created by a 15-year-old solo developer. When I was 15, I was certainly not that insightful, so this to me was really admirable. Also, after some events in the game when you returned to a certain area, there was a little nod to what had happened, and it was a really lovely detail to put in, even though it was for a gruesome event. There were a few glitchy moments in the game which made for some funny moments. "You okay there, Bob?" It was okay. I left the room and alas, Bob was back with us again. The only thing I thought could have been improved was the use of a map. I love maps in games, so this is just a personal preference. And perhaps a quest list on the pause menu to remind the player of what they're doing or looking for. Escape from Life Inc. is a charming game and I thoroughly enjoyed playing through it. The dialogue made me giggle, and although simple, the storyline was quite sweet and kooky with some interesting characters that I kept thinking of long after I finished. The first time playing through, it took me about 5 hours to see the end credits of this game, and I enjoyed it so much I played it again in an attempt to collect all the animals and nut fruit. This game is £8.99 on the eShop but has a 20% discount up until launch. Thank you for watching this review. What do you think of this game? Are you a fan of 2D puzzle platformers? Who's the cutest, Bob, Ern or Rick? Let us know in the comments down below, and whilst there, why not subscribe to our channel? Thank you very much for watching, see you in the next one.